Welcome back, class. Today we are going to be multiplying special products of binomials, and this is section 5.3. Explain 1a. We want to multiply. So we have x plus 4 squared. Before we multiply, let's go ahead and review something you might have learned in 9th grade. Note, we know that a squared is equivalent to a times a, which means that x plus 4 squared is x plus 4 times x plus 4. Let's go ahead and use the box method to solve this problem. I'm drawing a box that has 2 columns and 2 rows. On the top of my box, I want to write the first binomial, which is x and 4. On the left side of my box, I'm going to write out my second binomial, which is, once again, x and 4. Now we want to fill in the box. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 4 is 16. Now let's combine like terms. We have x squared, followed by 4x plus 4x, followed by 16. So our final answer is x squared, 4x plus 4x is 8x, and then we have the plus 16. Let's move on to explain 1b. And in explain 1b, we want to multiply 3x plus 2y squared. Step number 1, go ahead and expand this to 3x plus 2y times 3x plus 2y. Now we want to draw our box, and our box is going to have 2 columns and 2 rows. On the top of our box, let's go ahead and write 3x and 2y. On the left side of our box, let's write 3x and 2y because of our second binomial. Now let's fill in our box. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times 2y is 6xy. 2y times 3x is 6xy. And 2y times 2y is 4y squared. Now let's combine like terms. We have 9x squared and 6xy plus 6xy plus 4y squared. So this is equal to 9x squared plus 6xy plus 6xy is 12xy plus 4y squared. Okay, class, here's another problem. We have x plus 6 times x minus 6. So for this problem, we have a binomial times a binomial. Let's use the box method to multiply this together. Our box is going to have 2 columns and 2 rows because we're multiplying a binomial to another binomial. On the top of our box, we want to write out our first binomial, which is just x and 6. On the left side of our box, we want to write out x and negative 6 because that's what our second binomial is. Now we're ready to fill this in. X times x is x squared. X times 6 is 6x. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. and negative 6 times 6 is negative 36. Combine like terms. X squared and we have negative 6x plus 6x followed by the minus 36. So that's x squared. Negative 6x plus 6x is 0, minus 36. And that's our final answer. One thing I want to bring up is that notice how these two binomials look exactly the same. The only difference between them is that one's positive and the other one's negative. Whenever you have two binomials that look exactly the same except for the signs in between them, we call that a difference of squares. And difference of squares are special because instead of having to use the box method, you can use the shortcut. And I'll go ahead and write it out. Difference of squares. And that pattern is a plus b times a minus b up with a squared minus b squared. So in this case, a would be x squared, and b would be the 6, and 6 squared is 36. That's just a little shortcut. If you don't want to use it, that's completely fine. Now class, let's move on to our last problem. Once again, we're multiplying a binomial to another binomial. Let's go ahead and create a box that has 2 columns and 2 rows. At the top of our box, we're going to write out our first binomial, which is x squared and 2y. I don't want you to get the two problems mixed up, so the line down the middle is going to separate our two problems. The next step is to write out our second binomial, which is x squared and negative 2y. Time for the fun part. Fill in the box. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times 2y is 2x squared y. Negative 2y times x squared is negative 2x squared y. Negative 2y times positive 2y is negative 4y squared. Let's combine like terms. So x to the 4th followed by negative 2x squared y plus 2x squared y followed by negative 4y squared. This is equal to x to the 4th. Negative 2x squared y plus 2x squared y is just 0. And we're left with minus 4y squared. We are done for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.